Hey everyone, welcome to our deep dive today. We're tackling something I think a lot of singers kind of take for granted.
Mm,
Breathing exercises. It seems simple enough,
right.
but we've got all these articles from music schools, vocal coaches, you name it,
Yeah,
and they all point to breath control as being like this secret weapon.
it really is. It's amazing how much it impacts everything.
And I think our listeners probably passed the 101 stage.
Hmm.
They know what their diaphragm is,
Yeah.
but they want to know how to use it to like belt out those high notes without
Breathe
dying.
in. Yeah, they want to use it to its full potential.
Exactly. Like hit those stairway to heaven notes. You know what
Oh,
I'm
yes,
saying?
Stairway to Heaven. That's a perfect example, actually.
Why? What makes that song so demanding breath-wise?
Well, think about it. It's got those crazy long phrases. The dynamics are all over the
Oh,
place.
yeah. Going from like a whisper to full-on rock god.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that melody, it just keeps climbing higher and higher.
Makes my chest hurt just thinking about it.
Right. If you're not using your breath efficiently, you're either going to run out of air halfway through.
Or strain your voice trying to keep up.
Exactly.
So it's not just about like having big lungs or something.
No, not at all.
It's about knowing how to use the air you've got strategically.
That's it. Strategy is key.
Mm.
And here's a myth buster for you.
Okay, I love a good myth buster.
Diaphragmatic breathing. You know how everyone says it's like this special skill you have to learn?
Yeah.
Well, we actually all did it naturally as babies.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
Seriously. Think about how babies can cry for hours on end.
True. Those little lungs are powerhouses.
Exactly. It's natural for them. But
And
then as we grow up, something happens.
we switch to this more shallow chest breathing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Maybe we get lazier? Or like our posture changes?
It's probably a combination of things.
Yeah.
Posture definitely plays a role,
Mm-hmm.
and we just get used to breathing in a way that's enough for daily life.
But not for singing like a rock star.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as singers, we have to kind of retrain our bodies to access that natural diaphragmatic breathing again.
So it's almost like going back to our roots.
In a way, yes.
Yes.
Like rediscovering something we already knew how to do,
That's pretty cool. I never thought of it that way.
and then we refine it.
Okay, so we're retraining ourselves. But there's this one thing that always confuses me.
What's that?
The difference between just holding your breath
Okay.
and what singers call suspension. I mean, they seem kind of similar.
That's a great observation. And you're right to be confused because there are a key difference.
Lay it on me.
Think about it. When you hold your breath, you're usually tense, like bracing yourself or something.
Yeah, like holding my breath underwater.
Exactly. All those muscles are locked down. But suspension is different.
Ow, so.
It's about maintaining a controlled pressure in your core
Okay.
while regulating the airflow.
So not completely stopping the air, but more like controlling it.
Exactly. Imagine a dam controlling the flow of a river. You're not stopping the water completely, but you're managing its release.
So you can get a steady stream of energy.
That's a great way to put it. And that steady stream of energy is what singers use to sustain notes, control dynamics, and even create vibrato.
Wow. So much more nuanced than just holding your breath.
Right.
And I'm guessing posture plays a big role in all of this too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Huge role. Think about it.
Okay.
If you try to fill a balloon that's all crumpled up, you're not going to get very far, are you?
Nope. Makes sense.
It's the same with your lungs. If your
Mhm.
posture is slumped over, your lungs can't expand fully.
So the diaphragm can't do its job properly.
Exactly. Good posture is like setting the stage for powerful resonant singing.
So bad posture is out, diaphragmatic breathing is in.
Exactly.
But what about like common mistakes, even when we're trying to breathe correctly?
Oh, there are definitely some common traps.
I'm sure our listener has fallen into a few of these.
For sure. One of the biggest ones is shoulder breathing.
Oh yeah, when you lift your shoulders up when you inhale.
Yes. It feels like you're getting more air, but all you're doing is creating tension.
In your neck and shoulders.
Exactly. And that restricts your airflow. Makes your singing sound strained.
Guilty as charged. Especially when I'm trying to hit those high notes.
It's a common instinct, but we've got to retrain that.
What are some other signs that our breath control might be off?
Well, breathiness is another big one.
When your voice sounds airy and weak.
Exactly. You're not engaging your core muscles enough to control the airflow.
Makes sense. What else?
You might also notice those noisy gasping inhalations.
Oh yeah, those are awkward.
They totally disrupt the flow of a song.
Yeah.
And then there's pitch inconsistency.
When your notes wobble because you're running out of breath.
Precisely. These are all signs that your breath control needs some work.
So basically we all need to work on our breath control.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing process.
But luckily there are all these breathing exercises to help us.
That's right. Just like athletes train specific muscles, singers need to train their breathing muscles.
So we're like vocal athletes.
Exactly. And there are tons of exercises out there, each designed to target different aspects of breath control.
Well, let's get to those. Our listener is probably eager to hear about the practical stuff.
Okay, let's do it. We'll start with the foundational exercise, diaphragmatic breathing,
Okay.
and then we'll explore some variations and techniques to build stamina control, even manage performance anxiety.
Sounds good. I'm ready to unlock the secrets of breath control. Stay with us as we continue our deep dive into breathing exercises for singers. Welcome back. All right, so we're really diving deep into these breathing exercises now.
We are.
And before the break, we were talking all about diaphragmatic breathing. Like, it's the foundation.
Yeah, the bedrock of good singing.
And I think most people know what the diaphragm is.
Right.
It's that dome-shaped muscle under the lungs.
Exactly.
But actually using it to breathe.
That's the tricky part.
Yeah, like I still catch myself doing that chest breathing thing.
It's a common habit.
Even when I'm trying to focus on my belly.
Mhm.
Is that normal? Or am I messing it up?
It's totally normal.
Yeah.
You'll probably always feel some movement in your chest. It's not about completely isolating the diaphragm. It's about making sure the abdominal expansion is the main event.
So my belly should be moving more than my chest.
Exactly.
Okay, I can visualize that. And you know what really helped me get a feel for it?
What's that?
Was practicing lying down.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The classic lie down and breathe technique.
Exactly. The K&M Music School article even suggested putting a lightweight on your stomach.
It's a great trick. Have you tried it?
I have. It's actually really helpful, especially when you're first starting out.
Yeah, it gives you that tangible feedback.
Like you can really feel your belly rising and falling with each breath.
Exactly. So you lie on your back knees, bent weight on your stomach.
Okay.
And as you inhale, you focus on directing your breath into your abdomen.
Feeling that weight lift up.
Right. And as you exhale, it gently sinks back down.
It's like a little reminder to use the right muscles.
Exactly.
Right.
And once you've got a good feel for it lying down, you can start practicing standing up.
Which is how we actually sing most of the time.
Right. The key is to maintain that same awareness of abdominal expansion.
Even when you're upright.
Yeah. Imagine your core expanding 360 degrees, like a cylinder.
Not just pushing your belly forward.
Exactly. It might feel weird at first, but it'll become second nature with practice.
That cylinder visualization is really helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our diaphragmatic breathing down.
The foundation is set.
What's next on our breathing boot camp agenda?
Well, let's talk about snatched breaths.
Okay, that one sounds kind of intense.
It's not as scary as it sounds.
What is it exactly?
Think of it as training your lungs to take in quick bursts of air.
Without disrupting the flow of the song.
Precisely. It's super useful for those fast-paced phrases.
Or when you have very little time to breathe.
Exactly. So here's how you do it.
Okay.
Imagine your lungs are divided into 4 sections.
Okay, 4 sections.
And you're going to take 4 quick silent inhalations through your nose,
Okay.
filling only a quarter of your lung capacity with each inhale.
So it's like sniff, 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 sniff.
Yes, very controlled and quiet.
No gasping or gulping.
Nope. It's more like sipping in the air.
Sipping in the air. I like that.
And once your lungs are full, you exhale slowly and steadily.
Maintaining control the whole time.
Exactly. It's a quick refuel without sacrificing the smoothness of the performance.
Pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got snatched breaths for those quick refills.
Yeah.
But what about building stamina?
Oh, yeah. Stamina is key.
What exercises really push those breathing muscles to the limit?
Well, there's staircase breaths.
Staircase breaths, like we're climbing stairs with our breath.
Exactly. You gradually increase the duration of your inhalations and exhalations.
Okay, I'm listening.
So you start by inhaling for a count of 2,
2.
and then exhaling for a count of 2.
Okay.
Then you increase to a count of 3 for both the inhale and exhale.
Okay.
Then 4, and so on.
So you're basically working your way up a staircase of breath.
Precisely. Challenging yourself incrementally.
I like it. No jumping into the deep end right away.
Exactly. And another great exercise for stamina is hissing.
Hissing? Like a snake.
You got it.
How does that work?
You take a deep diaphragmatic inhale
Okay.
and then exhale slowly and steadily through your teeth, making a hissing sound.
Okay.
The goal is to maintain a smooth, even hiss for as long as you can.
So it's like a marathon for your exhale.
Yeah. And it also helps to warm up your vocal cords.
Multitasking genius. So we've got exercises for control for stamina.
We do.
But what about that performance anxiety thing we talked about earlier?
Ah, yes, the mental game.
Because I know nerves can totally mess with your breathing.
Oh, absolutely. It's like your body forgets how to breathe properly.
Right. So how do we combat those pre-show jitters?
Well, we'll dive into that next time,
Okay.
along with some other cool techniques that go beyond just strengthening the muscles.
I'm intrigued. All right, listeners, stay tuned as we continue our deep dive into breathing exercises for singers. And we're back for the final stretch of our breathing exercise deep dive.
It's been a journey.
It has. We've covered so much.
Yeah, from the mechanics of it all.
To those stamina-building exercises.
It's fascinating how much there is to learn about something we do all day, every day.
I know, right? And before we wrap up, I really wanted to touch on something we mentioned earlier.
Okay.
It's that whole mental and emotional side of breathing,
Right.
especially when it comes to performance anxiety.
Oh, that's a big one.
I mean, I'm sure pretty much every singer has felt those pre-show jitters.
Absolutely. It's so common, and those nerves can totally mess with your breathing.
Like you forget how to breathe properly.
It's that fight or flight response.
Mhm.
Your heart's racing, muscles tense up.
And your breath becomes all shallow and rapid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not exactly the recipe for a killer performance.
So how can singers combat those nerves and use their breath to their advantage?
What we talked about box breathing earlier.
Yeah, I remember that. Could you walk us through that again?
Sure. It's a great technique for calming the nervous system.
Like a reset button.
Exactly. And it's all about creating a square with your breath.
A square.
Yeah. So you inhale for a specific count, hold for the same count, exhale for the same count, and then hold again before repeating the cycle.
So it's like this very structured, rhythmic breathing.
Exactly. It helps create a sense of control and focus.
Taking your mind off those anxious thoughts.
Right. It's almost meditative, and you can do it anywhere.
Backstage, in the
Yeah.
car, even at your desk.
Exactly. It's a portable stress reliever.
I love that. A secret weapon against stage fright.
That's a great way to put it.
Are there any other mindfulness techniques that you find helpful for singers?
Oh yeah, visualization is super powerful.
Visualization, like picturing yourself on stage.
Exactly. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself feeling confident, relaxed.
In total control of your breath.
Yes, picture your breath flowing smoothly, fueling your voice.
Carrying your notes effortlessly.
Exactly. You're creating a mental movie of your ideal performance.
With perfect breath control.
And the more you practice this visualization, the more your mind and body start to believe it's possible.
So it's like you're training your mind to work with your breath, not against it.
That's it. It's all about integration.
The physical, the mental, the emotional.
Creating that harmony so your voice can truly shine.
Wow, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It really has.
We've explored the science, the art of breathing,
Debunk some myths along the way.
and discovered a whole toolbox of exercises and techniques.
That can help singers of all levels unlock their full potential.
But like you said earlier, this is just the beginning.
It is.
This deep dive is an invitation to keep exploring.
Keep practicing. Keep discovering the power of your breath.
Exactly. So to our listener out there,
Breathe deeply. Sing with confidence.
and let your unique voice be heard.
And never underestimate the power of a well-trained breath.
Absolutely. Well said. Until next time, happy singing, everyone.